next on All Access.
We've had some trials. We had some tribulations. Dominate the whole thing. Dominate 3, 1, 2, 3. Hurry.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Rears back, fires right, pass is intercepted by Phillips. Pick 6, his second interception of the day, and it's a touchdown.
What is it about LA?
I don't know. I think it's our leadership from Matt Slater. You know, he's from around that area. He said the air is different out there, and we sure do play good out there.
How do you know when you're doing a good job as a coaching assistant? They just give you way more work to do.
Meet Mike Pellegrino, who for 4 years was a Patriots coaching assistant.
You think you know football, but you have no idea.
Time now for the Belestrator.
You just see how explosive both these guys are. This is, Burns coming free inside, and Reddick, and he's had a lot of production this year too. He's a tough physical player. Good football team, hard to score on.
2 in a row, look at them go. New England gets back to 500 on the season with their win over the Chargers. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. While far from perfect, the Patriots won their 4th game of the year, and they take a 2-game winning streak on the road for their 2nd straight game away from home in Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers. We'll examine the Panthers as the Patriots prepare to play their 3rd NFC South team of the year. Before we preview that game, let's look back at the sights and sounds from the Chargers game, which brought a lot of Patriots fans to Southern California.
Chargers. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Right out.
Yes, boogeymen are back, baby.
Are we over there, right? We've had some trials. We had some tribulations. Dominate the whole thing. Dominate 3, 1, 2, 3. Hurry.
Play fake by Herbert, rolls into the pocket. A lot of time, fires right, wide open Allen on the out to the 30, along the near far sideline to the 20, shoved out by Devin McCourty. The give out of the gun, Eckler runs up the middle, runs into Guy, and Hightower there as well, and he continues to churn the legs, pushing the piles into the end zone. Touchdown, LA.
At midfield, 1st down and 2nd and medium, we got to be ready for the shots. All right, let's go now. Let's go.
Steps up, throws a deep ball down the right side, on the hands of Aguilar, and he makes the catch. Hand off to Harris, runs it left to the goal line. Touchdown, Patriots!
Nice job, big dog. Nice job. Good try. Good try, fellas. Nice job. Hey, 10 play drives for touchdown, right? Right there. 3rd down conversions, right? All day long.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He's looking to his right, comes back middle, throws it to the goal line. Touchdown, LA.
Early downs, got to get them on track like we've been doing here. Running game, quick passes. All right? That's the game. That's the game. Keep the quarterback in the pocket. We'll be all right in the passing game. All right, here we go.
Hey, our 2nd downs have been passed, bro. So y'all got to get ready for the pass on 2nd down.
Drops back again with time. He pumps, he resets, he throws. The pass is tipped and intercepted. It's picked off across the 50, 45 to the 41-yard line by former Charger Adrian Phillips.
Hey, good coverage, KB!
Swing of the right leg, and the kick lifted to the uprights is good. It's right down the middle. It's good. Nick Folk, money. Drives the kick toward the uprights, and the kick is good. That's money.
Well, fellas, it's just his fundamentals. Taking care of the ball. Don't hold on a bounce out. Stay low and pad level on a double team. Right? Stiff arm. It's just our basic fundamentals. That's what's let us down. Listen.
This is the place we wanted to be.
Yeah.
Now we have it staring right in front of us. We got 18 minutes.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Rears back, fires right, pass is intercepted by Phillips. Pick six! His second interception of the day!
Hey, we're in good shape. We just gotta be alert after the play. Celebrating. Get back to the ball. Pay attention. Refocus.
Everyone just have good footwork, good technique. Keep your hands inside. They're gonna ramp it up even more, right?
Throws it left, a wide open Myers along the sideline, slides down and sits on the turf. He's looking left. Perry comes out of the break, makes the catch on the curl to the sideline.
Field goal, it's a blade, you're gonna be down there alive.
Aloft to the uprights, and the kick is good. Yeah. Make it 4 for 4 for Nick Folk. The Patriots come back here in Los Angeles, and they win it over the Chargers.
Wasn't our best, but we made the plays we need to make, but we had to win. All right, good job. Good job of stepping up, making the big plays. All right, we got game balls here. 2 guys for sure. The ex-Chargers. Hunter, where are you, buddy? And AP. All right, fellas, we're gonna start stringing them together now. All right, start stringing them together. We emptied the tank today. All right, we're filling it up tomorrow. Start filling it up tomorrow and head down to Carolina. All right, it's a damn good win. Congratulations.
It's time now for the plays of the week. And Coach, a couple big plays to get this thing going. Aguilar, the one early. I think it's a 43-yarder from Mac. Walk us through this one.
Well, we had some big plays in all 3 phases of the game, Scott, and this is one that you probably remember from back with Coach Parcells, but this is the middle of field safety here is, ends up getting run through here by Aguilar, and this is Henry on the backside here with, with John releasing to the flat here, and so it kind of ties up these two defenders in the bottom part of the screen, and that allows Nelly to cross the middle of field safety's face and come over here to the far side of the field. And, Matt gives him a good ball, and there's a big gain. So it's really a tough play for the corner here because he has that middle of the field help. But once the receiver gets over into this area, there really isn't any help. But that's all predicated on pass protection. So
sure.
This is the kind of play you need some time to throw. And here our tackles, Mike and Isaiah, do a good job of running the outside rushers past, and Max steps up in the pocket nicely. And so you can see he's really got a lot of room to throw here and delivers a good ball to Aguilar down the field for a huge gain. That was a big play to get us started.
Funny you bring that up. I think it was Michael Timpson and Vincent Brisby we used to run that over route with right there. So that's a pretty good recall by you. Plus, later in the game, you guys had a fullback and a halfback in. Both ran double arrows. I don't think I've seen that in 20 years out of regular set. So, all right, moving on here. What do we got?
Well, this is the punt return, and there's several things to look at this play. We'll start with the front here first. This is Jamie Collins down at the bottom of the screen and Jude on the top of the screen, forcing through these 2 slots. And so this puts a lot of pressure on the punter. You see Jamie throws the slot right into the punter there. All right, and keeps these guys from getting downfield on coverage. And then there's some good holdups inside. We have, some guys blocked in here. We can't get them all, obviously, because we have the Gunners doubled. This is a big block down here for us. This is JC Jackson, riding the Gunner down there with Juwan Williams, and he's having trouble getting off the line of scrimmage. And the other Gunner here, we end up getting him pinned inside. So when Gunner catches the ball, he goes out here to the edge and gets to the corner. And then we do a good job here of, peeling back, picking up some blocking. Gunner hits the crease there, and you get about a 20-yard return, set up the offense, and they're about the 35-yard line.
Nothing like taking the field. That's great field position. I got a question later in the show for you when your punt returners in the league are backed up inside the 10. All right, really good stuff. And then we move on defensively. Former Charger, great day for him. Adrian Phillips. Really, this pick six, this is really, I think, something to flip this game for you guys.
Yeah, definitely the play of the game. So, again, it starts with good coverage in here. And it's a longer yardage situation, which is always a good thing. And, all right, the Chargers are using the back and the tight end to hit our outside rushers to give Herbert a little more time to throw. But the key here is good coverage. And this is J.C. Jackson down here at the bottom on Williams. This is Mills on Allen, and Juwan Williams here at the top of the screen. So these are the three primary targets. There's the first down line. Those are the three primary targets. And then Herbert, decides to flip the ball out in the flat here to Cook, and a little bit of a miscommunication, a little bit of a, trying to get the ball out, and Adrian makes a heck of a play on it here. Great interception, and then, quickly, gets on his feet and returns it for a touchdown. So really a huge play in the game. You see how excited the team is. That ball's on the ground there, but Miles scooped it up.
All right, Coach, great stuff right there. Hopefully we'll be doing this again next week. There's your plays of the week. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
The latest installment of our Do Your Job series, behind the scenes with the role of a Patriots coaching assistant.
I found early on that I loved the team side of things and how you can do great things if you kind of put your ego aside and just start working for the team.
But first, a chat with Patriots punt returner Gunner Olszewski.
Seeing kids and anybody wearing your jersey, it's cool, it's humbling, because you want to be you like to be a player that people like to watch.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots.
I'm Lauren Spencer with your Patriots Social Media Minute heading into Week 9. It was Halloween Day in Los Angeles as the Patriots took on the Chargers, but it wasn't the first time these teams met on a spooky Sunday. A fan on Reddit resurfaced this Patriots-Chargers game poster from October 28, 1960. Also in the Halloween spirit was Patriots safety Adrian Phillips. He wore cleats inspired by the movie It, so it's really no surprise he came up with a fourth-quarter pick six to seal the win for New England. And despite the fact that the team was playing approximately 3,000 miles from Gillette Stadium, Patriots Nation showed up, and it didn't go unnoticed.
Shout out to Patriots Nation showing out in LA.
To be able to hear that support and see those fans in the stands with all the jerseys on is real love.
That's all for this week's Patriots Social Media Minute. I'm Lauren Spencer.
Dan Roach is up next, and he asked this question. After 8 games, have the Patriots learned from their mistakes and are now on a path for continued success?
How do you feel about the dub today?
Finally, after getting off to starts of 1-3 and 2-4, the Patriots are finally back at 500.
We've been saying it all year. We just were falling short in a couple areas, and I think we know that. We know how fine of a line it is. So I think we're all trying to do the little extra things and make a difference in the game.
Of course, no one around here likes to lose, but sometimes those 4 losses can be used in a productive way.
I just remember the feeling, and I remember doing little things wrong throughout the game. Like, man, I can't help my team win if I'm doing this. So just learning from my mistakes. I'm kind of one of those guys, just what I did wrong and how can I be better for the next one.
And at 4-4, the slate is clean for this Patriots team with 9 games left to play.
You got to keep it going because at this point, this is for playoffs. Like we have to make it in the playoffs, so we have to continue to keep winning games.
This week, a date with the 4-4 Panthers in Carolina, a team that features speed on both sides of the ball.
This is definitely one of the top defenses in the NFL, no doubt, and we got to be ready to go and just go down there and have fun and go against a really good team.
One player quite familiar to the Patriots playing on Sunday will be cornerback Stephon Gilmore, who was traded to the Panthers a month ago.
Dude is like locked in every single play. Like, it doesn't matter if it's practice or what. He doesn't want to let his man catch the ball, and that's his mentality, and he attacks every single day like that.
Kicker Nick Folk was 4 for 4 on field goals last week out in LA and now leads the league with 20. Since 1973, Patriots kickers have led the NFL in a single season with field goals made. Tony Franklin, Adam Vinatieri, and Steven Gostkowski. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
All right, Roachy, thank you very much for joining me now as Patriot punt returner and receiver, Gunner Olszewski. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, man.
What is it about L.A.?
I don't know. It must
Three games in L.A., they've been your 3 best games. What is it?
I don't know. I think it's our leadership from Matt Slater. You know, he's from around that area. He said the air's different out there, and we sure do play good out there.
Julian Edelman, you played with him.
I sure
Troy
did.
Brown?
Yeah. I'm
Huge
lucky
asset,
to have him.
right?
Yeah.
Lucky to have him.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a guy that's, returned 3 punts in a single game, over 20 yards?
20 yards, yeah.
How much? What'd you tell him? Go ahead.
I told him, I said, I wanted 4. You know, I want to beat your record. I want to be the only 80 left on Patriots history.
I love that. How have those guys helped you?
The Troy Brown and guys like Julian Edelman
Yeah.
and all of them, it's amazing. They really took me under their wing. You know, and I thought maybe professional sports would be a little different and guys are kind of more worried about getting theirs and whatnot. But here, it ain't like that. Those guys have all been like brothers to me.
Mm-hmm. Patriots fans have seen you in your element, coming from Texas, right?
Yeah.
Crawfish guy, skeet shooting guy.
Yeah.
Texas stuff, right?
Texas stuff.
What do you like about New England?
New England, I like autumn. I never experienced autumm growing up in Texas. You know, leaves changing colors. New England seafood, I'm new to eating oysters, raw oysters.
Ooh.
So I
was going to ask you about that.
That's good stuff. And Boston in general just loves sports. And that's probably the coolest part. You know, everybody knows who you are and knows what you do. From the second I got here, I remember I went to Domino's the first night. I got in New England when they flew me in, and the pizza guy's like, "Hey, you're the new guy, right?" And I said, "Man, I sure am. That's me." You know, so they all care about the Patriots, Bruins, Sox, Celtics. And I love sports too, so it's a perfect home.
What's it like when you're out there and you see someone wearing your jersey?
It's cool, man. You think of it, being a little kid, I had every jersey there was growing up. Yeah, I had a ton of them. I was a middle linebacker back in the day. So,
middle linebacker?
Yeah. So I had my Brian Urlacher. That was my guy. You know, I should have had a Hester jersey on now looking back. I thought I was going to play middle linebacker, but here I am returning punts. But
there you go.
Yeah, seeing kids and anybody wearing your jersey, it's cool. It's humbling, you know, because you want to be you like to be a player that people like to watch, if you know what I mean. So it's cool. It's really cool.
I'm going to take you back. 80s classic, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Jeff Spicoli.
Spicoli.
You ever been compared to that?
I have. Coach McFarland, if you're out there watching, he used to call me Spicoli. He was my baseball coach at Alvin High School. Yeah. He asked me if anything like him. I said, no, I seen the movie. That's not me.
Hey, good luck this weekend.
Thank you. I
Carolina.
appreciate it.
Gunner Olszewski, I guess we'll be back for more Patriots All Access right after this.
Congratulations to Steve Ryan of Dover Sherborne High School, who is our Patriots High School Coach of the Week. The Raiders dominated Norton last week to win their first Tri-Valley Championship since 1978, ending a 43-year drought. Presenting the award is Pro Football and Patriots Hall of Fame linebacker Andre Tippett.
We all know that there are no good coaches without awesome players and an awesome staff, and that's both of what we have here at Dover Sherborne.
The Patriots Charitable Foundation will donate $1,000 to the Dover Sherborne High School football program in the name of head coach Steve Ryan.
Raiders on 3. 1, 2, 3. Raiders!
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down, have coffee with this guy, the head coach of the Patriots. And Coach Belichick joins me now. Coach, the word resilient, that's the word I come up with when I look at your football team. Your young quarterback, Mac Jones, admitted, hey, I didn't play that well in this game, but I thought he hung in there. How pleasing is it to know that you got some young guys on this team that could fight through that adversity?
Yeah, I think that's something that Mac's learning, and certainly it's not like it was at Alabama. Every week it's going to be like that. You might as well expect it. I think he's got the message now. We played 8 games, and honestly 7 of them were pretty much down to the last possession, however it went. And so we're gearing up for that every single week. And so when it happens, we won't be disappointed. We should be ready to go.
All right, speaking of ready to go, on to the next opponent, Carolina Panthers. When you're preparing against a team, you only got 3 days to prepare. How difficult is that, not knowing, hey, Darnold, this decision might go right up until game time as to who we face, but how hard is that to prepare for?
Well, it's you have to be prepared for everything and for a lot of different contingencies and so forth. And they have a little bit of an advantage because they probably know, what they want to do and how they want to do it. But
sure,
it's not a good position for them to be in either when you're not sure if those players are going to be available or how much they're going to be able to do and so forth. So I think it kind of evens itself out. We've got to be ready to, prepare for them. And again, it looks like they're getting a little bit better each week. Hubbard's done a good job for them and they're running the ball. So they're starting to, even though the record is what it is, you can see things starting to come together for them in the midway part of the season. And, this is going to be a good challenge for us down there.
All right, Coach, time now for the Ace Ticket Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @JedJ13. Let's talk about the punt return game. Says he's noticed over the course of the last couple weeks, a lot of those punt returners bringing the ball out inside the 10. And I think there was a guy that that you were related to that did a study on where should that punt returner fair catch it.
Yeah, well, I think, first of all, all punts inside the 10 are not created equal. And when the coverage is in front of the returner, that's one thing. When the coverage has already gone behind him, if he lets the ball go on the 6-7 yard line, it's probably not going to go into the end zone. So that's the first thing. Second thing is the way the punters have gotten there so good, much better than they were, back when a lot of these studies are made about the ball rolls 15 yards and all that. They can put that backspin on it, and we've all seen those balls hit on the 5, 4 inside the 10 yard line and pretty much bounce straight up in the air, and not kick into the end zone like I would say like we saw more of them do back when you and I were a few years ago. So
sure.
And so I'd say those are the 2 big things. Ultimately, you rely on the returner's judgment, decision-making, hang time, difficulty of catching the ball, and where the coverage is as he's about to make the catch.
All right, Coach, really good in-depth answer. I hope you people at home understand that one. That's really good stuff. And if you want to ask the coach a question, you got to follow the team on Twitter @Patriots, hashtag it, AskBB. You mentioned Hubbard. We're going to take a look at him a little bit in the Belestrator with a couple other guys, right?
You betcha.
All right, there you go. More Patriots All Access. We'll return after this, and then later in the show, we'll have the Belestrator for you.
Coming up on Patriots All Access.
What does it take to be a Patriots coaching assistant?
I was spending 18, 19 hours a day, at the facility doing that role, which is endless.
And later, Bill Belichick introduces us to the Carolina Panthers on the Belestrator.
Carolina's got a very good receiver here, number 2, DJ Moore.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. By Dan O'Brien Auto. Come into any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan. Keeping it awesome. By AdCare. Be recovery strong. Speak up. Reach out. Ask for help. Call AdCare at 800-ALCOHOL. And by Gillette. Look good. Game good. Gillette. The best a man can get. This player profile is brought to you by Pepsi.
Welcome back to All Access presented by GEICO. In our latest installment of Do Your Job, we go behind the scenes of the role of a Patriot coaching assistant. Long hours, little pay. However, with a chance to learn from the greatest coach in NFL history. It's a doctorate level education in football coaching.
This is one of the workstations in football operations at Gillette Stadium. The football coaching assistant performs many of their tasks here.
I think with the role of the coaching assistant, you're really kind of just prepared to do whatever's required.
The job title certainly will never tell the whole story.
Trying to game plan and get ready to handle the day-to-day stuff.
Compile information.
Running the show teams against the units that are out there trying to get ready for the game.
Make copies.
Breaking down film.
Get scouting reports ready to go.
Kind of just being hands-on.
Do all of the things logistically to prepare the players for the game each week.
How do you know when you're doing a good job as a coaching assistant? They just give you way more work to do.
Meet Mike Pellegrino, who for 4 years was a Patriots coaching assistant. He is currently the Patriots cornerbacks coach.
You think you know football, but you have no idea. Imagine speaking a completely different language that you thought you were speaking correctly for however many years, and now someone's like, nope, that's wrong. It was learning an entire language while trying to learn how to be a professional in the building and grow and become a better coach. I would best describe padding a play as really taking the picture that I'm seeing on the screen and really trying to put it onto paper. And really the hardest thing is trying to correctly illustrate that to the coach that's looking at the pad, because they'll cut it up and try and make a little booklet for them so they can just kind of flip through. And so you really want them to be able to look at that picture that you drew and go, all right, I don't even need to see the play. I know what they're trying to do here. And padding itself was one of the most valuable things that I did as a coaching assistant to really broaden my horizons of the game, because not only are you drawing the offense, right, but you're drawing the defense and what the defense is doing. And that's really where I kind of learned more schemes. When I was out of practice and I was a coaching assistant, I would have to hold up the cards, right? You're showing them the card and you go, all right, fellas, look, this is like over 3 for us, right? That's how we're gonna play this. You're trying to translate a card into our language for the players so they can not just, look at a card and guess on what you want them to do.
This is Tyler Hughes, a coaching assistant in his second year with the Patriots.
I found early on that I loved the team side of things and how you can do great things if you kind of put your ego aside and just start working for the team. So as I'm breaking something down, kind of look at it from a few different angles. We'll have like our sideline shot where you can see all 22, and then you'll have your end zone shot where you get essentially the receivers and the defensive backs out of the picture, at least on the perimeter.
When I started in that position, my wife now, who was then my fiance, was questioning her existence in my life at the time because I was spending 18, 19 hours a day, at the facility doing that role, which is endless.
Many coaches have patrolled the hallways of Gillette Stadium. Coaches like Bill O'Brien, Brian Flores, Steve Belichick, and yes, Josh McDaniels and Matt Patricia.
You're really in that advanced program. You're in the doctorate program of football, and football in the NFL. And certainly it really all stems from Coach Belichick, and what he asks everybody to do and the standards that he holds.
We're goal line.
Goal line, stay high.
Goal line. Stay off the quarterback now. Stay off the quarterback.
I'm getting coached by the greatest coach that's ever done this.
Because of how hard it is to do the job initially, it'll weed out those that don't love the game. And then you're left with a bunch of guys that are certainly loyal to the cause and excited for the workload, regardless of how big or small it ends up being.
The biggest thing is just try to take it one step at a time, make sure that you don't get so overloaded that you can't get anything done.
They want to see how much you can handle, right? They're just going to keep loading onto your back, and if you can continue to handle all that, you quickly move up.
There's so many components to running a team. I feel thankful that I've had an opportunity to be exposed to all those in the time that I've been here. So yes, this is absolutely a great education.
Welcome to Gillette Stadium for this Week 4 encounter of the 2-1 New England Patriots and the 2-1 Carolina Panthers. Zone read, a fake to McCaffrey, and a run up the middle by Newton, who fights his way to the end zone. Touchdown Carolina. It's a 2-score game. And Carolina has come into Foxborough and will go away with a 33-30 victory over the Patriots.
What's new with the Panthers? How about quarterback Sam Darnold, who has 5 rushing touchdowns in 8 games, but was knocked out of last week's win over Atlanta with a concussion. And wearing number 9 is Rock Hill, South Carolina native Stephon Gilmore, who will be playing in his 2nd game for the Panthers.
Obviously, I spent a lot of time there. I'm just going to, study those guys like I study every week and trust my technique and make plays for the team.
Time now for the Belestrator. For Carolina, Coach, we're going to start on offense. Yards after catch, something to be concerned about, right?
Yes, and Carolina's got a very good receiver here, number 2, DJ Moore. This is a kid that maybe not all fans would be familiar with, but this guy's really a good receiver. He's fast, he's quick, and as you see here, he's got very good receiving skills and run after catch skills. Good balance. He takes a big hit here, stays on his feet, spins out of it, and is able to accelerate and kind of hit this gap here and pick up another 10 yards after the catch. But this is a guy they really like to get the ball to on all plays, pass plays, jet sweeps, and, shot plays down the field. But he's a very, very explosive receiver that can get open, catch the ball, and he's already had pretty close to 100 targets this year. So they really feature him, and he's a good player. I can see why.
Okay, you mentioned McCaffrey with the injury. It really doesn't stop there. They got a guy in Hubbard that can run almost as well.
Yeah, Hubbard's a great story. Kid that really bounced around a little bit, played in spring leagues and things like that. But here he is. He hits a little crease there, and so if he's in there for McCaffrey, McCaffrey's a special player, no doubt about it. But this kid runs hard. He's got good balance. He's tough. You can see he's got a nice stiff arm here. To pick up some, extra yardage there, breaks a tackle, and he's not really looking to run out of bounds. No. He's gonna make you tackle you. He's a tough kid, and has a good burst through the line there, good contact balance, and good playing strength.
Yeah, it's good physical play right there. And moving over to the defensive side, got to be able to cover this time in the National Football League.
Yeah, and it's Shaq Thompson is a little bit of a hybrid guy. He's a very fast linebacker, and but really has background as a strong safety. So he's a kind of a hybrid safety linebacker with good speed, good pass defense instincts, can really cover, break on the ball. Makes an excellent play here against the Falcons on the interception off of Ryan. So again, really good awareness, good catch, makes a nice play here. And then is able to pick up some yards there on the return. But again, this is a good defensive team. They're a good zone team. They get on the receivers quickly in zone coverage, and they've got a good pass rush. So they're a good pass defense team all the way around.
Yeah, it's nice to have linebackers you can leave on the field. We're not indicating, hey, we're in nickel, we're in sub here. So you kind of take advantage of that. Then obviously you got Reddick up front here.
Reddick and Burns, and so this will be Reddick over here on the offensive left side, and Burns over here on the right. They're running a double, tackle end game here against the Giants on both sides. But you can just see how explosive both these guys are. This is Burns coming free inside, and Reddick, and he's had a lot of production this year too. He's a tough physical player that can really run, and see Giants here really have no chance to get the ball off. So a good defensive football team that is sound, very good in coverage. They mix some looks up front. They have some disruptive players, fast linebackers. Good football team, hard to score on.
All right, second week in a row, you're on the road. Good luck against the Panthers, Coach. Go get them.
All right, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
All right, there you go. There's your Belestrator. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. And by Pepsi. That's what I like. Pepsi, official soft drink of the New England Patriots.
Play for the right team, all of you, and bringing these new great babies into the world. And we're also very sensitive to those. I think there are 7 of you here who have people deployed throughout the world, and that's something very important to us, and we don't take it for granted. Without the support of all of you and what your family members doing, we don't have the great country we have.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access in our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Pearl. Let me start by asking you guys this question. What was a better win, the win over the Jets or the win over the Chargers, Paul?
I mean, I like the Chargers win. I know it seems obvious. The Jets, they were perfect. 54-13. Everything they did came up, roses for the Patriots. I find, first of all, the opponent is much more difficult. The venue is much more difficult. But I also give them a lot of points, Mike, because there were peaks and valleys in the game. There was some adversity they had to overcome, and I'm much more impressed in a tight game when you're able to execute with the game on the line to come away with a win than I am when everything is perfect.
I thought they played better against the Jets, but I thought the win over the Chargers was better. I think we're saying the same thing, and I think one of the things we need to be careful about just when we're talking about the team is moving the goalposts. Like, we can't change storylines from week to week, and last week my thought was I want to see it against a better team. Right? So I can't sit here this week and say, oh, well, that wasn't a great win for them, right? I mean, so just trying to be consistent.
And you did see it against a better team.
I think the Chargers are better than the Jets, and I thought the challenge that the Chargers presented the Patriots, especially offensively, I thought the defense stepped up for New England.
After 8 games, they're 4-4. What have we learned about this football team?
Well, I mean, I think that we know the Patriots are they're gonna fight you for every yard, right? I think their mental toughness, their physical toughness, I think we've learned under Bill Belichick, those things are generally not issues. You're always going to get an honest effort from the Patriots. I think you're starting to see some confidence build. I think they talked about it a lot after that Jets blowout, Mike, and people speculated maybe that's why they wanted to keep the gas down in the fourth quarter. I think you saw a little of that confidence come out in LA.
Everything Paul said, literally, I would have repeated it, so I'll just add to it. I think one thing we've learned is that they haven't played a complete 60-minute game that makes me say, this team can make a deep run into the postseason. So I love the mental toughness. I thought they were very physical against the Chargers. You want to play the Patriots? Buckle up your chin strap. But at the same time, Steve, I just haven't seen that complete effort that makes me say they can make a deep run. Maybe it's ahead of them.
If there's one guy who knows this Patriots team it's Stephon Gilmore. And that's who they're playing next. Gilmore had his debut last week, had a pick last week. What about this week?
Yeah, I'll say this for Gilmore and Mac Jones specifically. I would be aware of where Stephon Gilmore is this week. I know it means a lot to him. He admitted it right out after the Falcons game. He was asked if this game would have, mean a little bit more, and I think he answered probably the way Steph does it. Yes. A lot more. That's the way Steph, he's always very quiet but very confident.
Right.
People used to confuse that quiet nature with he's not like most cornerbacks, Mike. He's not as brash. Oh no, there's a lot of confidence there. I would keep an eye on where Gilmore was if I was Mac Jones.
100%, and the Patriots are thin at corner, so I think a lot of Patriots followers might be asking the question, like, why is he on the Panthers this week and not on the Patriots? And I would just sort of amplify the way I view it is that was a tough spot for the team in that Stephon was coming back from a quad injury. Mm-hmm. He was due $7 million in base salary, and I think there was probably some thought within the organization, and this is more my opinion, but I'm deducing it, that they didn't know if he would play for them, because of the injury. Like the team didn't have the leverage. So they had to make a decision, like, do we want to ride this out hoping that he'll come back? Because I don't think Steph was happy with the contract. So I think that's why the situation became what it became.
Prediction time.
Yeah, I really like this Panthers defense, and I respect that. But for as much as I think about that side of the ball, I am unimpressed on the other side. I think the Patriots will have plenty to get by in this game. I don't think it'll be a high-scoring shootout kind of a thing, but 23-13 Patriots, I just don't see where the Panthers generate the offense.
You ready for a tractor pull?
Yeah.
I got 16-10.
Yeah.
That
Patriots.
low scoring,
hard to move the ball, underpowered offense for the Panthers, and I think the Panthers defense is legit.
But you're both saying 3 wins in a row.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Good job, guys. That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody.